What's going on? Peace and blessings. All praises be to the Most High. Waiting on my co-host to jump on, so we can get it shaking, we get it rocking, we get it moving, we get it grooving. You know the vibes, family. You know the vibes. Waiting on our brother Green Tea, real quick, making his notable entrance and what's not. So waiting on brother Green Tea. There we go. There we go. There we go, brother Green Tea.
What up? What's up, bro? What up, man? Can you hear me?
You know your connection, but I can hear you. Can you hear
I
me?
can hear you, man.
That's good. That's good. That's good. His brother Leo, my co-host Holy Water and Green Tea, right there. The place to be. We're going to dive in. We're going to jump. Means
You
to
said
you.
what is?
Define what black culture is. Black culture.
Yeah, I can, but I want to do some.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Black culture. What's up with y'all down there? Well, yeah.
What's happening, family?
Well, let's start with what is black. What is not black culture? Let's
What is
start with
not black
that.
culture, brother?
Let's do some. Let's do some. What I like to do in sound engineering. Some subtractive.
Yes, sir.
Some subtractive EQ.
Go ahead, sir.
You know what I'm
Go ahead,
saying?
sir.
Okay, number one, murder is not black culture.
Okay.
Murder is not black culture. That's gang culture. That's gang culture. Um, Dancing provocatively, how we look at it in
Yes, sir.
America, they look at it differently in Africa.
Yes, sir.
Working is cultural in certain places in Africa, where it's not
Yes, sir.
overly where it's not overly sexualized. It's just dancing. That's what
Okay.
an African woman told me.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's not our culture. Just off that, as far as like I know we're talking about global, we're talking about global black culture, but
Yes,
black
sir.
black American culture is more so what I told you this already, so you need to go ahead and say it, so I don't have to say it for you.
I asked you a question, brother. The question was proposed to you.
Okay,
You got to answer it,
okay.
brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Civil rights, brother. Civil
Ooh,
rights,
okay.
civil
All
rights,
right.
making laws, and
Mm-hmm.
those laws and those civil rights movements help the
Yes,
entire
sir.
world be able to
Yes,
come
sir.
to America.
Okay.
That is our culture. Because why? Why? Because it's widely accepted amongst us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if something is widely accepted amongst you, that is
Yes,
the
sir.
culture. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
what's widely accepted in a lot of those old Roman and Greek philosophies and pedophilia? That's a part of their culture. Anything European. Why do you think the laws here in Georgia? I can be with a 16-year-old legally, and I'm 38 years old.
Mm.
Who made that law?
Mm.
Some old white man who likes young black girls. But we ain't gonna go there. We're not gonna go. Okay, so look, now check this out. Now I don't know. Now I don't know the laws verbatim, but those laws, those laws where you can be with young ladies and young girls and all this stuff. That is European pedophilia. That is cultural. That is how they conquered the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I know we're talking about black culture,
Yes, sir.
but I had to put that in perspective. And
Yes,
it's
sir.
funny, because just because 1% of people are doing something doesn't mean all black people are doing it.
Mm.
That's it.
Mm. With
Oh,
grease. You cooking
you
with grease, brother. With
you know
grease. Hot grease.
you know the dumbest thing that even black people say. The
Mm-hmm.
dumbest thing that black people kill each other. Nigga, your grandma ain't never killed nobody. Excuse my language.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Excuse my language. I ain't mean to
Mm-hmm.
say the N word. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
mean to say the N word.
Go ahead, brother.
Listen,
Go ahead.
listen. Your
Just
uncle.
so you don't, if you don't, one second, I give it to you. Just so you don't know, I detest.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Apologize. No, that's
And
why.
guess what? And
Yes,
here's
sir. Go
another
ahead.
one.
Go ahead.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Here's another one. Saying the N word is not black culture
Yes,
in
sir.
America. That's
All right.
not our
All
culture.
right.
That was forced on us. Anything that's forced on you is not your culture.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
first of all, the N word. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to say it for educational purposes. The
Go
word,
ahead.
the word
Hey, use the
nigger.
hard R.
li-
Use the
li-
hard
li-
R.
Yeah, the word the word. Listen, the word nigger just
Yes,
means
sir.
black. That means
Okay.
black. The word
Mm-hmm.
nigger that comes from a Latin word, I believe, Niger or something like that. It just simply means black. Even the word nigger is in the Bible, but they spell it with one
Mm-hmm.
G. And then you
Yes,
get to
sir.
the Americanized white man, and now he's saying it with two G's. We got to liven it up a little bit. Let's put the extra gur in it.
Yes, sir.
That is not our culture. Using the
Mm-hmm.
N word is not our culture. Using the word nigger, nigga,
Mm-hmm.
anything along those lines is not our culture. Our culture
Yes, sir.
is civil rights. You can tell what your culture is when you talk to your grandma and grandfather and the elders of the
Mm-hmm.
black community.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Whatever
sir.
they came up in, and if
Yes, sir.
the civil rights movement. What happens is when you start doing stuff that begins to denigrate your own people, it begins to alleviate the actual genuine culture, and it starts to bring up a vile. You become more susceptible to a vile nature, but that is still not your
Mm-hmm.
culture. Take over, bro.
Mm.
Take over,
Mm.
man.
Mm.
I'm getting.
I'm talking about, hey, you come in guns blazing, like guns, bah, 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 anybody could
Yeah,
get it. You heard me?
yeah,
But I
bro.
want to add a few things. And I also want to piggyback and circle back to something you said earlier, right? I despise how the media portray like the black culture or what the stereotypical black culture, and they project it onto all of us. Like that's what everybody's doing. As
I'm listening,
Holy said earlier, that's the
and just because you see me looking down, I'm still listening to you. I'm just going off what you're saying, and I'm researching at the same time. But I'm listening to you.
gotcha,
I hear
gotcha.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Holy saying, like what Holy saying earlier, that's the minority doing this. All this twerking, this killing, this shooting, hanging around the block ain't doing no. That's the minority of the people do it, but I hate how the media or what they call it, yellow journalism, push it. They perpetuate that as that's all black people when that's the minority. You know,
Right.
and then something you said too in terms of black culture. One thing I dislike too with black culture, especially when you speak about black culture or black people in
Whoa,
America.
whoa, whoa.
I
I got.
wait,
Okay,
wait, wait.
I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. Here in America, when they speak about blacks, like I didn't learn it until I lived in New York. Because I thought I was black. And then it's like when they speak about blacks here in America, they said blacks is only referred to African Americans. And I'm like, I'm darker than a lot of these African Americans. How am I not constituted in terms of black? Like how am I like globally when they do the statistic on black people, everybody, the whole four corners of this earth, everybody getting the whole statistics in terms of when they speak about black people, and they despise like how y'all like not how y'all how some of them separate black Americans different from black people in different parts of the country. You know what I'm saying? I despise. I was like, I feel a little rejected, a little sense. I feel a little rejected. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, brother.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Let me do a healthy rebuttal. When you say some things I dislike about the black culture, you see, remember, I already stated to you in a long thesis how I said what black culture is and what it is not. That's what you despise amongst people in the black community. But just because certain people live in the
Yes,
black community, just because certain people live in the black community, even if they're black, does not mean they're a part of black culture. You understand? And you
yes,
have
sir.
to have a
Yes,
certain,
sir.
and there is a distinction between me and you, but it's a healthy distinction. It's healthy.
Okay.
It's not a
Mm-hmm.
division. It's healthy. It's a healthy
Mm-hmm.
distinction. You being Bahamian and me being, see,
Yes, sir.
here's the thing. You can say you're Bahamian.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna say I am?
American.
See, you can say I'm American, but you being, I'm glad you said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But see, the what happens ethnically is America is not truly united, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because they divide all the races.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They
Okay.
divide all the races of
Mm-hmm.
people. What they do is what they decide to do is they say, "Oh, you're this type of American. You're that type of American." And
Mm-hmm.
to me, that's not a part of what black culture. Because when we was doing the civil rights, we wanted everybody to
Mm-hmm.
be able to be involved. Even
Yes, sir.
even uh some poor social class whites. We
Mm-hmm.
wanted everybody who was struggling and oppressed to join the race at one point. So
Mm-hmm.
the true black culture is to unite the world in peace. That's true
Mm-hmm.
black American
Mm.
culture. And
Mm.
global culture amongst many different black people and stuff like that. You have to look at what's going on, like what they hone in the most in their culture. If there's a lot of tribalism going on where they despise this
Mm.
group of people because of that, because remember
Mm-hmm.
I told you I was working amongst some African people. I would call them brothers, but they didn't treat me like one. I was working amongst some African people from the Yoruba tribe and from
Okay. Okay.
Nigeria, and they treated me like a
Mm-hmm.
second class citizen in the place where I was
Mm-hmm.
born and raised. You know what the
Mm-hmm.
African man told me when it was time to switch out because the jobs were harder? My job was harder. We had to switch the jobs out. That was the part of the program. You know what the
Mm-hmm.
African man told me from the Yoruba tribe? My hand hurts.
Mm.
He said his hand hurt. I said, you mean to tell me you came all the way from Africa to work here in the same city I was born and raised to tell me your hand
Mm-hmm.
hurt? So you want me to be your slave now? So you want me to be your slave?
Mm-hmm.
You another melanated man, and you want me to be your
Mm-hmm.
slave? If I was a white
Mm-hmm.
man, he wouldn't have told me that. Probably.
Mm.
If I was a white man, he probably would
Mm.
have still been doing most of the work. He probably would have still
Mm-hmm.
been like, "Yeah, my hand may be hurting, but man, the white man and gave me opportunity." So we got to ask ourselves. So we have to ask ourselves what is accepted amongst the masses. That is how you define culture. I know you wanted to say also defining black culture. That is how you define
Mm.
black culture. What what is important? What is accepted amongst the masses? Side note, let me digress real quick. The reason why I wanted to wait till 6:15 is because I had to hit had to do some push-ups. I hit 375 of them. So,
Okay.
with
Okay.
push-up, with push-up,
Cool.
but on push-up bars. On push-up bars,
Yes,
which is
sir.
harder. You go deep into that push-up, But anyway, look,
Mm-hmm.
but that's how. Let me get back to the program, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that is the case, man. So a lot of people don't even know who they are because they never even talk to the elders in their community.
Mm.
So
Mm.
they don't know who they
Mm.
are. So they going off what they see on television. Don't children do that? Don't children say, "Oh, when
Right.
I grow up, I want to be, I want to
Yep.
be, something," because they seen it on television or they seen it in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't we adults here? Can't we?
Right.
How are you going to go off what you see on television? I thought you
Facts.
were smarter than that. I thought when y'all come over here, y'all, I thought when black people come over here, they're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be
Mm-hmm.
smarter than black Americans. But they're going off the media, you know.
I wanna add a few things too as
And that's
well. I
not to
wanna add a
say
few
and that
things.
and that, and that's not to say every foreign brother
Oh,
and
you know I
sister.
was coming. You know I was coming with that boy. My guns was locked
Yeah,
and loaded.
yeah,
You heard me? My guns is
yeah. I
locked and
wouldn't. I
loaded.
would. I would. Come on. I wouldn't do that, man.
I know,
But
I
go
know, I
ahead.
know. But I want to say what black culture means to me. Black culture
I'm
mean what it
listening.
means to me is I know you're listening. What black
Yeah, yeah,
culture
yeah. I'm
means to
looking at
me,
you. I'm looking at you right now. Yeah.
it's a resilient group of people, a very spiritual, very in rhythm and blues spiritual, um, um, hospitable people. That's from us a cultural standpoint. We went through hardship. I'm not speaking about no slavery or nothing like that. Just we went through hardship and whatever. We got the biggest heart. Is we come from the whole village mentality. It takes a village to raise a child. We come from the village mentality where I grew up in a time. I grew up in a time and a place where we lost that village mentality. Now it's everybody is I, individualism. You know, we came from a culture where the neighbor raised you, or if your mom was coming home from late, or your dad was coming home late from work, where everybody raised you, everybody pitched in. You know what I'm saying? And now, like the media, I want to say, when you said in regards to the media, I got to take a social media break, brother, because I feel like social media started to indoctrinate me and pushing all these negative terms and so forth in terms of what the culture is. And then there's a lot of people. You spoke on people outside of the country, you in America, and I put a lot of that towards media and the news. You know, like before people actually come here to America, like media and social media and these movies and these outlets, they paint a picture before people actually get a chance to come here and the mix and mingle with the people out here. Like it's like, oh, they're a felon. Oh, they're baby mamas. Oh, they're this and they're rob and steal. You know, the media plays a huge role on how the world view most African American. You know what I'm saying? Most African American before you even meet one, you met one. You know what I'm saying? And it's like propagating like this false narrative that most African Americans don't really aren't the way they have to be. You know what I'm saying? So before we have a chance to dissect like who these people are, the media already painted a horrible different picture. That's why I came on today with Brother Holy, because I want to talk on what is black culture. Because everybody paying black culture is our women shaking their behind, or our men on social media waving blicks, waving hammers, waving, you know what I'm saying, sitting on the block smoking bud all day. I'm trying to be cautious with my words. Smoking bud all day and doing nothing. That's being lazy, walking around. It's like our culture is so rooted. We have in terms of black culture, we talking about the Egyptians and whatever, the first civilization, like they don't show that. They just showed all the negative images, and they don't give us a chance to speak on what black culture is. Like Love and Hip Hop, The Basketball Wife, all these ratchet TV, and they use that as a culture. That's the minority, not the majority. That's the minority. So I came here today to sit here and speak on our culture, on our culture. You know, division. Division is a big thing with our culture too. Like they divide us like crazy. Where we have right now, we got gender wars, man versus woman, division on the whole classism, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to spit like that ain't black culture. That one black culture represents. Black culture represents a group of people that went through so much and still have the decency to sit here and smile and to make do. Like I was talking to a sister, she was telling me it's the ability for them to give us scraps and for us to make whole meals from make nothing into something. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, big brother. I know I said a
Yeah.
whole lot.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Now that's the thing. So when you start naming stuff like, loving basketball and stuff like that, and yeah, I know you said
Yeah.
that's the minority, but see, a lot of those people are Black American people. So what happens is Black American people are so famous across the world, we're held to a higher standard.
Yes.
That is what's happening. Just like, for example, brother Dr. Miles Monroe. He was so
Yes, sir.
famous that he was held to an extreme standard. I
Hmm.
wouldn't hold you to the same standard as Dr. Miles Monroe. I'm sorry
Ow!
to tell you. No, no,
Ow!
no. Now you see
Ow!
how. Now you see. Now, but look though. But now you see that. But you look
Uh-huh.
though. And I didn't mean to sound
Hmm.
offensive when I said that.
I didn't take it
I
so.
okay. But what I'm saying is,
Hmm.
Dr. Miles Monroe. Both of y'all are from the Bahamas. But he
Yes,
was
sir.
so famous. He was so famous and
Hmm.
culturally prominent that
Yes. Hmm.
this man could have if he was for black liberation only, he could have changed the
Yes,
whole
sir.
world.
Yes.
But look, but the thing about it is
Hmm.
this.
Hmm.
How you see how it is though? Now, if you see Dr. Miles Monroe doing something, or his wife doing something, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't believe he would do that." So, Black American
Hmm.
people being extremely like famous and being on like on another high end level in the entire world, we're held to this abnormal standard, like we're not even people. Because
Right.
if you look across the whole world, you talking about third world countries where you got babies walking around with guns, and you get to America, I mean, you go to Africa,
Hmm.
bro. You go to Africa, bro. You got 8-year-olds walking around with rifles, bro. You got civil wars being fought by children.
One second. But you got to understand that to a lot of folks, America set the standard on what's like on lifestyle. America
Yeah,
is
yeah,
footing what's the culture in terms of cultural. A lot of people are talking. Prime example. America has most of the world using the N-word. Not saying this. I know it's a derogatory term. That's in terms of how influential America is. Like how influential America is. People dress a certain way because of Americans. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people get their style, they swag their little bop when they walk from Americans. Not just African, it's
you
Americans
got
from
you got to
whole.
be specific. Black Americans. Let's be specific.
Yeah, black American, but I'm just talking on the whole, like, like on the whole, like these bags and these up. You know what I'm saying? Black Americans, yes, but I just meaning like America's the gateway. People watch music or
Yeah,
movies or whatever, doing the
yeah.
dance, like everything. Black
Can
Americans
I,
on the whole.
can I,
You
yeah,
dig?
can
So
I
America play a
I'm gonna
huge
interject.
role as being very influential. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna interject. The thing about it is, this is the problem, right? The problem is
Mm-hmm.
how they view white Americans. So they compare the culture of white America to black America.
Yes, sir.
But if you really hone in on both of those cultures, the
Mm-hmm.
majority of black people have changed certain laws that denigrated the whole world. So how
Yes.
is it now that less than 1% of us are in gangs now that they say that's black culture?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so cause look, I kid you not, I was just listening to YouTube. I was doing my push-ups. It was a man talking about how the European culture, how in many places it's bestiality is legal. Bestiality is legal in many places in Europe.
Mm.
And there's even places in America where it's legal. Who made those laws where you could deal with animals?
Mm.
That is that, but guess what though?
Mm.
It's widely accepted in many European countries. Guess what? That's
Mm-hmm.
part of their culture. That's part of their culture. This is the difference about let's go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Um graping, I ain't gonna say
Thank you.
graping and
No
pillage
cancellation.
graping and pillaging, that was
Mm-hmm.
their in those times, that was their culture. I'm not going to say that's their culture now because there's laws against it and it's not the mass of them
Mm-hmm.
doing that, but the mass of them
Mm-hmm.
accepted it. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So at one point that was their culture. Our culture was never being slaves, even though we were
Mm-hmm.
enslaved. So they say we were
Mm-hmm.
slaves. No, we weren't slaves. We were enslaved. There's a difference. You can't
Mm-hmm.
call us something by you can't call us something that we're not widely accepting amongst ourselves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can't say that we were slaves. That wasn't our culture. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
took prominent black people who knew agriculture, who knew about medicine, who knew all types of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Who some of us were
Mm-hmm.
already here, were indigenous to this
Mm-hmm.
landmass that was in the
Mm-hmm.
colonial that was brought forth in this colonial structure and this colonial power.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
But
sir.
let's go back to this. Let's go back. I know we're talking about black culture, but we have to make some
Mm-hmm.
contrast, if that's the word, and some comparison
Mm-hmm.
to what's going on
Yes, sir.
in other cultures. Do not
Yes, sir.
come over here. Do not come over here and talk about black American people if your country is in a civil war. And then don't try to compare. Now, I ain't talking to you, right?
No, no, no.
Yeah,
I know. Break that down. Break that down.
yeah. I'm not talking to you, brother.
I
I'm
know, I know,
talking.
I know.
I'm,
Break it down, brother.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
okay.
dumbfounded. No,
Yeah,
I'm
don't.
just
Yeah,
dumbfounded. Civil
yeah,
War.
yeah. I'm saying like,
Mm.
let's say like some African
What you
people will
mean by
come
that,
over.
brother? What you mean by that, brother?
Listen. Some African people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm specific. I'm really talking
Okay.
about Africans. I'm really talking about Africans. Some African people will come over here and talk about Black Americans and talk about Chicago. Bro, I don't live in Chicago. Chicago is one effing city, bro. That's one city. You cannot compare the masses of black people
Mm-hmm.
from Chicago, from
Mm-hmm.
LA, from Atlanta. You can't compare the whole
Mm-hmm.
black diaspora to to the BS that goes on in those cities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the drilling culture. That is Chicago culture. That is black Chicago culture. Okay? In the gang world. That's black gang Chicago culture. That's not even black culture in Chicago. That's black gang culture in Chicago. You have to create these distinctions because now you stereotyping everybody amongst all of us and you're comparing us to Chicago? How you compare how do you compare the masses of a people to one city and say, look at Chicago? That's like
Right.
me. And some people, I was
Mm-hmm.
online with somebody. I was online with somebody, and this is how you know it's unfair statistics going on. Because I was talking to somebody
Mm-hmm.
online, and they was talking about how in their country, you know, that we was making comparisons, and they're in a small country, and they're making comparisons
Mm-hmm.
in America in their country when it comes to murder amongst blacks and Europeans in their country. And I'm like, your country is way smaller than America. But if I were to group all of y'all up, if I were to group all of y'all
Right.
up,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee if I were to group all of y'all up, then it'll be a large mass of murder amongst all of you as Europeans. But
Mm-hmm.
you want to group all of us up with the 1% of us?
Mm-hmm.
After you get done talking, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the watermelon stereotype. So go ahead. And then look, you know, hey, that
Hey,
can be our
hey, hey, you like that?
that can be our next video. But go ahead.
Right. Hey, you like one of the uncles? You like the uncles who are
Yeah,
I want to say to a few things you said.
I did.
I
Go
just
ahead.
like what Holy was saying. I said your uncle dropped on embarrass me. He goes,
Okay, I heard you. I heard you.
John. I'm like, yeah. If you didn't tell me this
Yeah,
before, I would have said you and think very, very
yeah,
stereotypical
yeah.
right now. But I know
We
what's
gonna
coming
get
next.
we gonna get to the watermelon stereotype. But go ahead.
Yes,
Come
yes.
on, man.
Nah, just
Come
like
on.
again, like
Rebuttal. Do a healthy rebuttal. I'm listening.
I understand. I understand the rebuttal. I'm just trying to get my point. It's like we're more than a stereotype. And I said again, America, especially African American, right? African American culture is so prominent, it's so very influential. Like our style, our class, everything. But just like I said again, it's the media that's putting these negative images out there. You dig what I'm saying? And they find one or two people to sit here and fit that stereotype and they put them
Yeah,
on national TV to be a national spokesman
yeah,
to further embarrass
yeah.
us. You know,
Can I
and I just like
can
that.
I
That's why I have to
can I?
sit here. That's why I'm sitting today.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Too late.
No,
You done
I was
interrupt
gonna
me.
say
I
I was
lost my
gonna
train
say
of thought.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you didn't, man. Come on, man. Go ahead. Come on. Stop playing. No, you didn't,
Yeah.
bro. Come on.
I
Go
just
ahead.
love because yeah, I love the culture. Look, I was talking to Elder. He said, "Yo, yours on being racist." I said, "Not racist. Like it's a distinction. It's a distinction. When I go to a job application, it ain't from me. It's from the people. Like they don't speak on it. Because like we don't speak on it means we gonna forget about it. No, we ain't gonna forget about it. And I'm proud. Like I'm proud. I was saying to them like this is me commemorating. This is me commemorating all the hardship my ancestors did for me right now to enjoy it. I wasn't born in this country, you know what I'm saying? But for me to enjoy all the fruits of their labor, and I pay homage. I pay homage and respect to them. You know what I'm saying? And I got children who was born here. I got two boys who was born here. That's a part of this culture. I am too, but they was born here. They're gonna claim that. I got another country to claim, like Holy was saying earlier. I got a whole other country to claim, but I'm proud. I'm proud of this culture. I'm proud of our ancestors who brought us here. The ingredients from back in the days and how we revolutionized cooking, we revolutionized dancing, we revolutionized a plethora of things, and we just keep on continue to be innovative, to be creative, and keep on adding on to
Yeah.
society rather than the negative influence. I'm just trying to combat. My thing is I'm combating the negative minority BS. That's what I'm
But
combating. This
but
is what
here's
I'm combating.
but
Go
here's
ahead.
the thing though. I'm gonna tell you what a lot of Black Americans would tell you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to tell you to combat the negativity in your country. That's what a lot of black Americans would you know. That's what a lot of black Americans would say to anybody outside of black America or anything like that. You know,
I have a
um,
question to you.
that
What's that? What's the name of our
because
show?
I'm getting
What's
you
the
ready.
name of our show?
I'm getting you. Let me say this. I'm
What's the name of
getting
our show?
ready. I'm getting. Listen.
What's the name of our show?
I'm getting you.
I got you. What's
I'm
the name of our
trying
show?
to tell you something that's very important. I'm trying to tell you something very important. If I can tell you something very important, bro. Let me tell you
What's the name
something
of
very
our show?
important.
I gave you a chance. You didn't say nothing. What's the name of our show?
I said, I said I'm trying to tell you something very important, and it goes with everything you're saying. Let me tell you this, brother. Please. Look, you have to understand. It's gonna be people in these comments and people from everywhere. They're gonna ask you where you're from. I'm getting you ready for this. I'm getting you ready for this, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because there needs to be a healthy distinction because the distinction is reality. You understand what I'm saying? And the name of the show is Brothers in America.
There we go. Boom, 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 boom. There we
Yeah,
go. Where am I? Where am I
yeah, yeah,
currently
yeah.
again? Where am I currently?
You're in America,
Where have
brother.
I
Yeah,
been for the
Brothers in
last 15
America, brother.
years? The last 16
Yeah,
years in America, brother.
I
I said
know,
I ain't
I know.
associated with them, but
But if I
my
move, look, but
family,
I'm
I
gonna
got
tell you,
family.
yeah, I feel you
Go
coming
ahead.
from, and we could talk about this.
You
We
move
can
you
talk
moved
about
to
this.
the
I just want
you
you to know.
moved to the Bahamas. 1 second. You moved to the Bahamas. You got this conversation. You moved to the Bahamas and you gain citizenship of the Bahamas. You're gonna be a Bahamian. You're gonna be a Bahamian.
Yeah, yeah,
Bahamian.
yeah.
They're gonna look
If
at you and the
and
way
how?
you talk, they be like, oh, you got an accent. You're going to be a Bahamian.
Yeah, yeah. But if I start talking about anything negative, what happened, bro? If I start,
I was having a call coming in.
oh, if I talk about anything negative in the Bahamas,
Mm-hmm.
what is the Bahamas going to tell me? They're going to say, "Oh, what about the blacks in America?" Wouldn't they do that?
But let's yes, they probably would. But I want to add this. I want to add
And this
this.
is a
When you
genuine,
speak on
this is a genuine question because I know me and you have an understanding, and we're brothers, right? But this is also a channel for a mass of people. And I ain't forgot about the
yes,
watermelon stereo. I ain't forgot about the watermelon stereotype. But
I
come
only
on.
lose your thought. But I want to tell you this. Let me tell you the crazy thing is about this. The same problem we're facing here in America, that's happening too in the Bahamas, brother. You understand?
Okay.
When they speak on black killing, the same thing, everything, because I said it's very influential. You do is them hanging on the block, shooting, doing the whole everything that's happening here, happening there.
So
The same thing happening
so
here is happening in Africa. Same thing happening here is happening in Germany with black folks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but are you saying that and this is a good conversation.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you saying, and let me know right now, are you saying that black American gang culture is so strong? Because there's a distinction between black culture and gang culture and black gang culture. Can't even
Okay.
put American. I can't even put American in black gang culture. Are you
Mm-hmm.
saying that the black gang culture here in America is influencing black people around the world?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
I can say the music, definitely the music. The music. Music is very influential. I could
Around
tell
the
you,
world?
of course, brother.
Okay.
People
Okay.
listen to me.
Okay. Okay.
People
No.
don't
No. No.
even
I.
well, 1 second.
I. I agree.
People don't
I
even
agree. I
speak
agree.
English.
I
They
agree.
don't even speak English. They can sing a song. And they don't speak no English,
You're
but they can
right.
sing that song. They don't know no words of English other than that song. And you ask them what that word means. Huh? Huh? Very influential. Michael Jackson. I saw a few people doing songs of Michael Japanese or Asian. Apologies, Asian. They sung the song and then after they started talking, arigato, konnichiwa, whatever. And I was like, wow, you don't speak a lick of English other than the song. Very, very influential. Very, very popular. But I want to say, it's the music. It's the music. It's the music. You know, us being like rhythm, are being so spiritual, ancestral. Music is like the key. But I want to say, in Africa, they have gang violence. They got gang violence, and not just, remember, Africa is a continent. Ain't just a country, it's a continent. A lot of gang violence in Africa, in the Bahamas, in Jamaica, in
Yeah.
Trinidad, in Haiti, all over. They're seeing that gang violence. The murder capital, the murder per capita rises, increases every year in the Bahamas. I'm speaking on solely on what I know, information I know. Every year it's increased. Every single year. Every single the murder rate goes up every year,
You
brother.
you can't just tell me that. You have to give me the statistics.
I would, but I'm on my phone right now.
Because what I've been because no, you good. We'll figure it out
Mm-hmm.
later. Like this is stuff that
Mm-hmm.
we need to this is stuff we got to put the statistics out. You can't just say it because remember I told you
Yes.
I'm giving you the watermelon. I'm about to give you the watermelon stereotype, right?
I want
I'm
to say, well,
about to give you what.
me talking with my sister. I don't know if the fact I should have. Since I didn't know I was going down this avenue. But
Yeah,
my sister,
yeah. And can I, let me and I want to tell you, you can't go off word of mouth because according to my statistics, that is the crime is decreasing across the world. Crime is crime, crime is decreasing in America. Crime is decreasing. In my city where I'm at, crime has decreased dramatically since the 90s and early 2000s. It is not the same way. Same situation in a lot of the black community, same situation, way less crime. But the media, like we was talking about, the media is
mm-hmm.
projecting it as if it's terrible. So we have to go with facts. And you know
Right.
where I got
And I
that
want to say,
information? You know where I
I
got
want
that
you to fact
information?
check.
You know I got that. Go ahead.
No. Where you got the information
Go ahead.
from? Where you got the information
I got
from?
I got that information from Neil deGrasse. Neil
I want to
deGrasse.
say,
He
I
go
need you to
ahead.
fact
But
check me
I
though. I need
still
you to fact.
come on. Let's go. I got the I got the MacBook right here.
Can you do in the Bahamas? The Bahamas last year opposed to this year murder. How many people murdered? It probably gonna be in the hundreds. So you got to do no statistics like that.
I'll ask a question from the statement you made.
Yes.
Is the Bahamas murder increasing?
You gotta just do the numbers. I got you. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Sometimes, like
No
chat,
problem.
I want you to know. Sometimes you want to just karate chop somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then next we gonna break out to the watermelon.
Oh,
And watermelon.
and do you know what do you know what AI just told me on Google AI? I said is the Bahamas murder increasing? Well, yeah. Hold on, let me see something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. No, murders in the Bahamas are not increasing. They dropped significantly, according to official data from Royal Bahamas Police Force. The country recorded a historic 31% decrease in murders, bringing the total number of incidents down to 83. This represented the largest annual drop in homicides recorded in the country in over 60 years. Now, let me say something with that. Let me compliment something with it, because we need to do a whole video off this right here, off the Bahamas murder decreasing, opposed to what you just told me. But not to bash you, but to give people the realistic evidence. Because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in LA right now. It hasn't murder has decreased in LA dramatically in the last 60 years. So what does
Yes,
that
sir.
tell you? Murder is decreasing, it's not increasing. But we think it's
Mm-hmm.
increasing, and we're talking about black culture. We're talking about something so much more than our elders talked
Mm-hmm.
about. And we're talking about the stuff that they went through that they wouldn't even hardly talk,
Mm-hmm.
that they was hardly talking about. But we're talking about it as if
Mm-hmm.
it's still going on. That's why I wanted us to really, that's why I'm glad you brought this up to do this video. Because I was gonna make a video
Mm-hmm.
like this regardless. I just don't know when. I
Mm-hmm.
probably would have, or probably would have not. But this
Mm-hmm.
is the kind of stuff that's important to me. Is remember I
Mm-hmm.
told you facts, statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just gonna go to the royal. We can do it. We can side check with the Royal Bahamas Police
Bahamas
Force.
Defense
So your
Force, yeah.
country,
Mm.
so your country's crime is decreasing. Now,
Crimes or murder? That was
let's
crimes or murder? You said that's murder,
no, that
right?
was murder. That was murder, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Murder. And that's how it is.
My bad. Unalive. People being unalive. I apologize. Unalive. That's a new thing. Unalive. I know.
Oh yeah, you're right. Unalive. You're
Unalive.
absolutely right
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I
Um,
hope I don't get
but
flagged.
now you're not gonna get flagged unless you keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But basically now I don't want to keep bypassing this now
Mm-hmm.
because this is Black American culture as far as this watermelon stuff going on, right? No, we need to dig into the now. You might think it's kind of like this and that, but we need to dig into the culture in the Bahamas, in
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria. We need to,
Mm-hmm.
and I ain't talking about in just I ain't talking about this video, but we need to dig into the crime statistics in Nigeria, the crime statistics in the Bahamas, the crime
Mm-hmm.
statistics where I'm at in Georgia, the crime
Mm-hmm.
statistics in California. We need to look at these crime statistics and start giving people the facts instead of the media, instead of the
Mm-hmm.
word of mouth, which don't have to be
Mm-hmm.
necessarily true. Our
Yes,
album
sir.
could sell because of word of mouth. Our album could sell because of word of mouth. It doesn't mean the album is good. Crack
Mm-hmm.
sold because of word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Crack sold because of word of mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did hear this from Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
Just cause crack, but I think he was denigrating in a way. I don't know if he was denigrating our brother MC Hammer or not, but that's a whole nother I ain't gotta even get into that. Uh
Mm-hmm.
so I don't even want to make it I don't even want to make it relatable to that video because I disagree with a lot of stuff that I disagree with a lot of what gangster rap has perpetuated in the psychological factors, not just in the physical, but the psychological norm of what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. So
Mm-hmm.
you want to say anything before I get into this watermelon stereotype?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Hot grease. Hot
Okay,
grease.
so I'm not gonna read the whole Wikipedia. I'm not gonna read the whole Wikipedia article, of course. Um,
Well,
but
1 second before you start.
the
Before
water.
you start. Chat, just so you know, right? Just so you know who watching the live. This brother educated me about what he about to talk about. Like maybe like a few days ago. I had no idea. You dig? I like to pride myself on history, especially on Black history. And this brother right here pride me on that a little bit. But go ahead, brother.
Okay, yes. So
Educated me.
the watermelon stereotype is an anti-black racist trope originating in the southern United States. It first arose as backlash against African American emancipation and economic self-sufficiency in the late 1860s. The late 1860s, brother. Okay?
Right
The
after the
late
Emancipation Proclamation.
1860s.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. After the American Civil War in several areas of the South, formerly enslaved individuals grew watermelon on their own land, on their own land. So so-called African American people, Black American people, had their own land in the 1860s? Dang. You know, my great great grandfather has over 300 acres of land. Gave it to his children. Who you think is inheriting some of that land? That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm inheriting some of that land. Bro, he was born in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I wanted to tell you a
now
few
check this
things. You
out.
talking about black people having land. 1 second. Black people had land too up north. That's why a lot of them ran up north.
I do say it again.
I say, a lot of black folks went up north, right?
Yeah. We're talking about in the South right now. We're talking about in the South. Because what this land that I'm talking about is in the South. So if you want to be so you can we can talk about the North all we want, but a lot of this stuff was going on in the South. Black people was even prominent in the South. Black
Mm-hmm.
people was even prominent in the South. Let's not forget that. So
Mm-hmm.
in the late
When we speak on
18th,
agriculture, 1 second, we speak on agriculture primarily is in the south because of the north of the weather. But keep going, I'm listening, Holy.
no doubt, no doubt. After the American Civil War in several areas of the South, formerly enslaved individuals grew watermelon on their own land as a cash crop to sell. Thus, for African Americans, that's what they say, African Americans. I don't like the term African American, but that's another video. Thus,
Mm-hmm.
for African Americans, watermelons were a symbol of liberation and self-reliance. Ain't that something? Bro, we gotta do a whole video on this. We gotta do a whole
Independence right
video on this.
there.
We need to
Independence.
make we need to make we need to make a sometimes maybe I want to say this. Maybe sometimes we uh begin to bash our women for their independence. because maybe we got that mindset from the European white man. You know, because if you're bashing any type of independence, that's European in nature. I'm gonna tell you why. And this is no disrespect to all Caucasian people, just you colonial mindseted people.
Yes.
Mindseted. Yeah, I said it. I said mindseted.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen, watermelons were a symbol of liberation and self-reliance. However, for many in the majority white culture, notice it said white culture. Remember, I told you in those times, denigrating black people was white culture. They had their whole come up of denigrating black people. Okay. Majority of white culture, watermelons embodied and threatened a loss of dominance. Okay. Southern white resentment against African Americans led to a politically potent cultural caricature. Caricature, brother, using the watermelon to disparage African Americans as childish and unclean, among other negative attributes. So even when let me tell you something, even when black people decide to do right in the 1860s and build ourselves up, it was the
Mm-hmm.
racist white European structure, which was white culture, which decided to denigrate us and tear us down because we began to dominate our own society. And the white man then could not handle that, could not handle the black man having his own structure, the black woman having her own structure and being self-reliant.
Mm-hmm.
So, so, and this is the 1860s. So now what happens is they have to create a caricature. They have to create something that is disproportionate in the size of our mouth, lips, nose, the color of our skin, to where it's very disproportionate just to denigrate us socially, to put us down for wanting to be independent from them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to to now make it seem as if it's bad for us to sell something that's actually good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But they will promote us in the 1980s selling crack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Pac. Go ahead, Pac. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
guess what though?
Yes,
Check
sir.
this out.
Mm-hmm.
Selling watermelon is our culture. Even though it's
Mm-hmm.
denigrated, even though it socially has a social caricature, it
Mm-hmm.
is our culture to sell watermelon. They have to denigrate it.
Yep. Yeah.
But have they ever made any caricature that was widely known of us selling crack cocaine that you can point right now in your mind?
No. No.
You know
No.
why? Because selling crack is their culture. That's why they put it in the community. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They
Mm.
know, they know that
Mm.
they know that if they were to make a caricature of that, they would also have to make a caricature of the receipt that they signed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't, but the only receipt for watermelon is a receipt that we'll sign because that comes from nature and it's not illegal. It's healthy for you. But to this day, to this day, even melanated people will come to America and talk about black Americans with watermelon. Other black people, because of because of the denigration that socially happened in the 1860s. Damn. So go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
You still have our people still doing the same thing today because you have a lot of brothers that sells watermelon that come up north. It's only watermelon. Someone not like 5 minutes away from the house right now that sells watermelon, but they still carry it on. But I didn't know the story behind. I want to give you props. I want to give you your flowers for you educating
Yeah.
for educating me because I didn't know that. Because listen to me, peep this. Because again, me being ignorant just lack of knowledge, right? Lack of knowing. Me being ignorant of that, I was those type of people, like white people, like, oh, all you want to do is eat fried chicken and watermelon. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like fried
Yeah.
chicken thing. I can't give them watermelon. Or if I ate it, I wouldn't eat it in public because of the negative stigma behind it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know. I would have ate it, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't eat it public. Like, you know how they make watermelon, not the
Yeah.
jigaboos.
And
I
that,
don't know what. Is it the
yeah.
jig? Not the jigaboo. What do
And
they call
that's,
it again?
yeah.
Is it the jigaboo with the lips eating the watermelon all the time with the dark face, like the black
Yep.
face, the pink lips?
Yeah, of course.
Jigaboos?
Yep. Yep. And guess what?
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't know what they're called, but check this out though. Imagine 100 years of that. No, no, no. Imagine 150 years of that. Think about it for a
Mm-hmm.
minute. Because they still doing this now. This is
Mm-hmm.
over it's over 100 years old. But let's stop in 1950. Let's stop in 1960 because they was doing it 100 years. I mean, remember 100 years of denigrating people for wanting to be independent? Come on, man. You know why? You know why? You know why integration worked? It didn't work because of black people. You know why integration worked? Integration worked. And now look, I could be wrong about this. This is like a conspiracy in my mind. Integration worked because there was some white people that was like, you know what? Yeah, we do need to let them come to our schools instead of giving us the money to build our own. Wouldn't it be? Wouldn't
Didn't
it be
give us the
more?
money.
Listen.
They
Wouldn't it
didn't
be
give the
more
money. Go ahead.
resourceful? Wouldn't it be more resourceful to give Black American people the money to build, and then from there we could have invited brothers from the Bahamas, we could have invited brothers from Africa to really educate Black people across the world on who we really are. But now Black people around the whole world are going to these white schools with people who still have this character in their mind. Why would I want
Mm-hmm.
my child? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that caricature on Wikipedia. Why would I want my people?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why would I want my daughter to go to school with a white boy that will tell her, "You like watermelons, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You like watermelon." You know, I want my daughter to be able to be like, the reason why I like watermelon because it helps our people to become self-reliant and self-sufficient and independent from you white people. And your people mocked us for over 100 years for doing something that was right. That's
Mm-hmm.
where you spend all your energy because you didn't want us to become better than you. And that is what you call racism. Wanting to stop
Mm.
me becoming better than you're scared of me becoming better than you, which is a German term called negrophobia. We can look this up too. That's the etymology of racism. I can show you. The etymology of racism comes from Germany. It's negrophobia. So, oh, let me finish reading this real quick. For several decades in the late 19th century, let me finish reading this. For several decades in the late 19th century through to the mid 20th century, the stereotype was promoted through caricatures in print, film, sculpture, and music. They used our own music to denigrate us, by the way, and was a common decorative theme on household goods. They spent their, you have people that had livelihood doing the whole minstrel show. Consciously and psychologically, you go through 100 years of that. It's like, you know the old saying, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're gonna denigrate me regardless, even if I'm doing something right. Even if I'm doing something right, like, you know what I'm saying? You're still, and people don't understand how powerful pictures are. Everybody doesn't have the strength to look past the picture. Like let me say this. Some people can actually watch pornography and be just fine, be okay with it psychologically. Some other people watch it, their brain can just start to shift and shape and it can implode because you're not because of the psychological detriment of pictures. Listen, man, this caricature shaped and molded racism. That watermelon stereotype, that's worse than the N-word, bro. And you know I'm telling the truth.
Mm.
That's worse than the N-word because
Mm-hmm.
it comes with a picture. The N-word don't come with a
Mm-hmm.
picture like watermelon comes with a picture. So
Mm-hmm.
now every time you see a watermelon, a black man with a watermelon, you think about
I think that's a jigaboo.
him being lazy and only wanting to eat all day, eat fruit all day. Not just a picture of the jigaboo, but the actual psychological picture, brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody in
Mm-hmm.
nobody in the world, nobody in the world, no other black people in the world other than black American people have went through that type of minstrel show caricature structure. Nobody. That's why when black people come over here, they want to make a separation immediately. Oh, I'm not black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Nigerian. I'm not black. I'm from Cuba. I'm not black. I'm from the Dominican Republic because of the subconscious mind of the watermelon stereotype. They do not want
Mm-hmm.
to be aligned with that caricature.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have to so now they have to denigrate us. How you doing down there? Thanks for joining the live. They probably left already. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
that right there, brother, it's very
Mm-hmm.
important. Feel free to tell people to when they even if I'm talking, you feel free to say welcome to the live and stuff like that. You know, you fight India boxer. I I I have no clue what you're talking about. You have to break that down for me. I don't know what rhetoric you speak of. We're talking about watermelon stereotype on black people right now. Yeah, I don't have a negative trope.
Yeah.
What's
You dig? So I
what's
never
our
paid it.
religion? Oh, hey, look, bro,
What's our
Sanji, if that's how
religion?
you pronounce your name, I don't understand what you're talking about down there. You said, "What's your
I
religion?"
think English.
We're not talking about religion right now. We're talking, and no disrespect to you down there. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about what is black culture and what is okay. If you're talking about religion as far as like black culture, that is a good question. But we need a question like I need to be able to understand that. You right there it says, "What's our religion?" What's our religion?
Black cul- Black
I
culture and
have no
religion
clue
is
what
us
I don't.
being spiritual. Being spiritual.
I don't
Sanjay,
know.
holy
I don't.
roly, they fighting
I'm
you.
not really. I'm not really sure about that. But
Mm-hmm.
I have no
Rhythm.
clue.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was to be. Spirit of rhythm and blues. Listen, me,
I
we've
am.
been washed.
Oh, he
I
said. Oh, he says I
Indian
am
Hindu.
Indian Hindu. Okay. So you into all the chakra. You into all the chakras and everything. Hey, Indian people. I mean, hey, if we Indian now there now, in my opinion, would or let me ask him: are there black people in India who are considered Indians? Because I've seen heavy melanated Indians. We have to ask ourselves what makes somebody black. Now we could say, oh, Indian is brown. Where are you from? I'm from Georgia, here in America. But my question again to you is: are there black people in India who identify as Indian? Would y'all call them black or would you call
Son,
them brown? You see, you see
I
how it
think
gets
you.
confusing. You see how it gets confusing though. How what's the difference between an Indian and an African? Who's as melanated as you? The hair? You are black. Oh Lord have mercy.
I don't think English is his first language. I don't think English is Sanji's first language.
I have no clue. I have no
Mm.
clue. I asked him a specific question. But anyway, I'm finna get off. Yeah. Feel free to join the conversation, Sanji, if you want. Okay, so racism, right? The etymology. Now, racism. Do you know racism
United
is a
States of America.
Your country name, yeah, United States of America, yeah. So now, we're talking about black culture, right? Now we have to talk about the opposite of black culture, racism, brother. You got anything you need to, brother? You got anything you want to add, brother? You already looking at what you looking at, bro? Brother, I can't even see you. What's up?
It froze up.
Yeah, it froze. But look,
Is it
man,
good now?
you got anything you want to add, brother?
You just said something. You just said something. You just said something that boggled my mind. Um, it had me thinking. Give me a minute. It had me thinking. You said something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to say it wasn't for you. This same educational. This educational. He was being very informative and giving this little lecture that because there's a lot of
Oh,
folks that didn't know that.
oh,
Oh,
that's why I'm making. That's why I plan on making a channel that's dedicated to it, brother. That's
hmm
dedicated to understanding. Dedicated to understanding how, because it's over 100 years of history denigrating us with a caricature over fruit. And it might take a lot from my face card to do that. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? But somebody has to
hmm
sit there and healthfully teach our people how prominent our people were. Oh, you'll fight with me. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if you're talking about him or me, but you might want to fight him first and then level up and come fight me.
I guess
Yeah.
Sanji is one of those Sanji is one
Yeah.
of those
Yeah,
he's
cause
one
I
of those
cause cause
those
I cause I've actually trained in boxing. Like I've actually
Mhm.
trained in boxing with a professional. So I don't know if you actually want to do that, you know. And and my brother over here, he's not a pushover either. He probably could knock me out too. I was just joking. So you might not even get to me anyway.
I wanted to say Sanji is probably because usually when I come here and I do the live, I have a lot of
Troll.
calls.
I am 18 years old, but I am Hindu and you are Muslim. Yeah, we just gonna leave. Yeah, we just
He
gonna
probably
leave that
talking to
out.
me.
Yeah,
He
I'm not.
talking to me. Talking to me.
I have no clue what
You
he's
said what I was
talking
looking
about.
at?
I have no clue.
You said what I was what you said again? What I was looking at the beautiful scenery out here. I
Yeah,
was
yeah. Let's
having
get back to
a
the
talk.
video, bro.
No, they're saying the weather out here was wonderful, like the beautiful scenery. But
Oh, I thought
back
you
to
talking
what I was
about.
saying.
I
Yeah,
thought you
yeah.
talking about
Let's
some.
go.
I thought you was talking about some beautiful black sisters. All right, let me. Look, 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 look. Okay, so I
hmm
want to read this real quick so I can get down because I think it's still here. It should be here. Let me read. Let me read some of this, and then we're gonna break it down. Can you talk while I read this? I'm listening to you at the same time. I just gotta
But
find. Let's delve
I got
in
you.
into the culture. Let's delve in into the culture of racism.
Yeah.
Let's delve into the culture of
But
racism.
I know what you want to talk about. No, no, I said this is very informative because this is a conversation I want to sit down and have with numerous of people too. I want to have this numerous. I forgot because when you said this, I get happy sometimes. I start talking fast. I want to sit here and sometimes I'd be questioning people, but like this is something I did notice is again there was a lot of negative a lot of negative stereotype behind the whole watermelon thing. I didn't even notice. Like I said again, because you watch, you know what I'm saying? You see all the cartoons and at that time when it was being blatantly racism and they made racism like in the
A negative,
cartoon,
a negative. Yeah, a negative trope, something used in media.
Yes, yes. I would say connotation though, but yes, yes, straight right.
I
And
I, I just I, I
I
just
just
got
want
no. I just looked up the definition. It has the word media in it. Trope. That's why I said trope.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, you looking at
I was
somebody who's
just
with a
reading, you was
MacBook
reading.
on Google right now.
Right, now I was looking at the beautiful scenery again for the second time.
Go
Doctor,
ahead, man.
doctor,
Keep
doctor,
looking.
doctor. Ooh. But nah, Holy, I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that. Thank you for you being educational. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said again, there's nothing. I just like there's nothing more I like in terms of being informative. You know, because sometimes people on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it might be somebody from like Sanji. Sanji from India, and he probably might have negative, and we could sit here and bring in, you know what I'm saying, not the good, like bring him the actual thing rather than when you see on Ratchet TV or you see on some show
But that's the
that sets you to demean and degrade us. You get to hear from people
for some
actually
reason,
in the culture living it.
we want black people to be completely perfect. Man, Ratchet TV is not the only thing on black television. It's many more. Look, let me tell you something, man. You got all kind of
I'm our biggest critic, yo.
black.
I'm our biggest critic. Because we gravitate usually the young folks gonna
Yeah, but
gravitate towards the negative before the
but I'm
positive.
but I'm gonna tell you, this though. It doesn't necessarily your personal individual mentality on the subject matter does not matter for all the masses
Hmm.
of black people.
Right,
So
right.
to critique 1% and not pay homage to the
Hmm.
the 99% to me is backwards.
Hmm. Right, right. No, that's why I give the flowers, brother. I give the flowers. I give the flowers. Yes, I know cricket. We play cricket too in the Caribbean. Um, we play cricket as well in the Caribbean, Sanji. Are you a cricket player? You kind of young for cricket. You 18, you said? You got young for cricket. I don't know if you lying, Sanji. You ain't giving up a lot of information. But you're not gonna critique the whole thing. But I just want like the people to know that we're more than just that. You know, like a famous basketball player, he said, "Yo, I'm more than just an athlete. I will not just shut up and dribble." You know, like we more than that, especially being from minority standpoint. You know, Sanji left.
Yeah, guess what though? Guess what though? It's more
Mm.
that whole shut up and dribble thing or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you why somebody would tell somebody to shut up and dribble because you're bouncing a basketball and throwing it in a net, and you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions
Mm-hmm.
of dollars to take a rubber ball and throw it through a net and bounce it and stuff like that. And your biggest strength in that field is, of course, many other skills, but your height plays a major role. So now
Mm-hmm.
they're using your frame as a black man to throw a rubber basket through a net, and they're paying you tens of millions of dollars to entertain them. Yes, that's your job. Shut up and dribble. That is your job.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to
Mm-hmm.
work, I'm working for the city. It's not for me to talk about what's going on in the political world when it comes to my job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And well,
I like you.
actually,
You're logical. You're
actually,
practical
no,
and
no, no.
logical.
Actually, it's like this. I mean, the reason why I say it like this, I'm not saying that somebody should tell you shut up and dribble. What I'm saying is, you're at work. If you don't like what's going on at the job, maybe you should quit. Maybe you should quit. You don't sit there and try to change. Don't try to change these old racist white people. That's the problem with that's the biggest part about black people that I don't like is you want everybody to freaking love you. That's my biggest problem with the Black American structure is you want everybody to love you. Don't or no other black people in the world want people to love them more than us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get involved with people talking about us in a
Mm-hmm.
negative way. Like now I can sit here with you and I can just start talking about Black American culture this, yeah, brother, Black American culture. Or am I going to sit back and say, well, you know, there was a prominent figure named Dr. Miles Monroe in the Bahamas. Just how you look at Malcolm X, correct? Okay. You understand what I'm
All right.
saying, brother?
Tell me
So
what you asked me,
I'm not
brother.
saying,
You had me. You lost me. You had me again.
yeah, I know. That's what I know, brother.
Nah, listen to me globally, brother. Ain't just here. And also ask you, Sanji said, you are American, but you like Africa. I think, or you say you look African. Probably went to type. Your second language is English. I appreciate you, Sanji. I don't know no words in Hindu or in Indian. Are you? If you're from Bengali, I like to tell you, Kema Nacho. If you are Bengali, but you say India. So I don't think you. India is the father of worlds. It's father.
Well, one thing I do know,
My man must be working.
I know, I know one thing. What came from India? What came from India is, I think chess came from India. So I play chess every day, and I'm getting very good at chess.
Oh, really?
I'm, I'm very like I'm above average now in chess. But
And Ghana
one thing I'm gonna tell you,
what's his name again? What's the philosopher again? It's a good G word. It's a G word. Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi and his philosophy is Gandhi.
Hey,
How the
yeah,
heck I get
wait,
there?
don't let me start looking up Gandhi now, because there's a lot of exposure
Hmm.
that I can put on Gandhi right now. But we ain't gonna do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I heard it too. I heard it too. I heard it too.
We ain't gonna do
I
it.
heard it too. I ain't never
Hey,
researched it
I done
though,
did my
but I heard
research.
it.
Hey, I done heard some
Not to say his.
I done heard some stuff that he may have got from his European counterpart.
Oh, oh. My man cooking with the hot grease today, boy. He coming for. Hey,
Hey,
no
but
stone left unturned.
yeah,
Okay,
dang man, I
Chad.
can't find it.
My
Sometimes I be
what's
thinking they
that?
be. I be
Mahatma
thinking to myself, do they
Mahatma
cheat?
Gandhi, J, my idol. Mahatma was it? Mahatma Gandhi. Donald Trump, I hate. Okay. Mahatma Gandhi, Jig, Ja, my idol. Okay. And he said he hate Trump. He being political with it. He being political. Sanjay, you very political, yo. Even though
Nah, he's doing that on purpose. He's doing that on purpose. Well, you know what? I can't say that. I don't know. I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or not. Yeah, man. Dang, I can't even find it, man. I'm gonna have to find it another time and leave it up.
well, that's for
But
another show. That's
but
another show.
yeah, racism. But the next show, bro, you need to do your research too, bro. Um, but hey, bro, we gonna have to do a show for the Bahamas, bro. We gonna have to do. We gonna have to talk to your. We gonna have to talk to your sister. You gonna have to talk to your sister and say a Black American told
Listen to me,
me
you know,
that the Bahamas, that the
nah,
royalty Bahamas police force said crime is decreasing.
the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Yeah,
I
the
said
Royals.
royal. I said Royal
You said
Bahamas Police
royalty.
Force.
Royalty. Play it back. Play it back.
Let,
Play it
let, let
back.
me
When
look
you
at it. Let
get
me
done
look
with
at
it,
it. Let
play
me
it
look
back
at it.
right to the end.
No, you're right. No, I'm looking at it.
ROYAL.
No, I said I'm looking at it. You're right.
Okay. What? You admitting defeat? Oh my gosh! Oh my! What's his name again? Sanji said, Gandhi
I
was a
didn't know.
freedom
I
fighter.
didn't know. I didn't know we was in a. I didn't know we was in a competition, brother.
No, never no competition, brother. This brotherly love. This brothers in America where it's nothing but brotherly love.
You said I
And
admitted defeat.
yeah, you admit defeat. I mean,
Well,
yeah.
guess what? I'll let go ahead and admit defeat since you admitted your ignorance.
Of course. Listen to me, brother. It's no competition, brother. I
No,
didn't know it's no
I'm just
competition,
cheating.
brother.
I'm just cheating. I'm just teasing.
Donald
Let's
Trump
say something though.
stolen. Petrol. Mm.
Wow, bro, do you know the commissioner of police's name? Miss Shanta. This is that look, listen to this. Miss Shanta Emily Knowles. Knowles, bro.
Shanta. How you
Shanta
spell
Knowles,
Shanta?
bro.
How
S
you spell
H
that?
A N T A. Shanta.
Shanti. T.A. Shanta. Wow, that ain't a common first name. Knowles, that's definitely a Bahamian last name or slave master name that we got. Shanta.
Do you know who else has that last name?
Knowles?
Yeah. Beyonce.
Oh yeah. Oh yo, my second grade teacher, her name was Miss Knowles too. My second grade teacher, her name was Miss Knowles. Yeah. Oh yeah, Beyonce knows. Yes.
But check
I
this out though.
forgot. Oh, that's why
And
you
you know
laugh.
what? And I'm glad we got this to this conversation too. And I looked at her name. Last names, bro, got to go.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go. These
Mm-hmm.
last names got to
Mm-hmm.
go. These last names
Mm.
got to go. One thing I can say about Black American culture, what we have accepted widely is our last name. That's why our brain is almost in in oppression mode, meaning to want to stay in oppression. Because how you name your
Mm.
child after a slave master? I'm done. I'm done. And this is
Mm-hmm.
all of us.
Mm-hmm.
This is 90,
Mm-hmm.
99% of us. Not point ninety nine
Mm-hmm.
point eight percent of us have named their child after a slave master. Ain't that some BS? You named your child after a
Yeah
white man,
and no.
and see, no, it ain't no yeah and no, brother. It's yes.
No, after the after the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865, you had a lot of free slaves that went ahead and changed their name. They went ahead and changed. They went ahead and they changed their name. Is a lot. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot of folks changed their name out of slavery. But they just picked another name, another slave master's name. You know, they changed their name. But that's why you got a lot of Johnsons and a lot of Smiths. A lot of Johnsons and a lot of Smiths. And I want to say, my sister,
I'm listening to you.
nah, that's I saying. So there's a lot of Johnsons, a lot of Smiths. You know what I'm saying, especially in the black community. Now I want to say you could go ahead. They changed their name. I forgot which book I was. I think that's Booker T. Washington or Webb
Okay,
or
okay,
Frederick Douglass.
okay,
One or two.
okay. You're right. You're right on that one. You're right on that one. I mean, the overview. This is the
I'm
overview that
real.
that
I'm real.
yeah
Two for two.
yeah this is look, here's the AI. Here's the AI overview. I like you reading articles, but here's the AI overview. Peace
Hmm.
out, Sanji.
All right,
All
Sanji.
right, look.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Historical studies show that roughly 57 to 75% of newly freed individuals chose a last name different from their final enslavers, varying by region. While a common myth
Hmm.
suggests nearly all former slaves adopted their master's surname, historical data reveals a much more independent process. Okay, so that is a part. Okay, so you're right. So you see, how I was just talking in, and I was wrong. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. So this has been a great. This has been a. What's so funny? What's so funny, person?
Forget where it was so much tied in with this and this one and changing their names.
Yeah.
You
And let me,
know, like, oh, I'm going. You picking Smith or you picking? Go ahead.
hey, look. This is what we can do about the thumbnail, right? All you got to do is take a a screenshot, a screenshot, and then, or I'll take a screenshot, and then you can make a thumbnail from what from this video. Please don't do that, bro. That's never mind. Never mind. No, I was just playing. We don't need no thumbnail, bro. That's too much work. If we just go live,
You can though. You can. I want to say. Nah, I know, but you know how you would be like professional. And we ain't gonna sit here and chat about that. Listen to me, family. You ready to know the vibe? This brother Leo, this
well,
brother
we need.
Conscious,
You
we
know
wanted
what
to
we
bring the
need?
black culture.
We need. Let me say this real quick. We need a universal picture, because that BIA picture, that's somebody else's name anyway. BIA is somebody else's name, and that name could get flagged based off the name if we decide to, like, you know, patent the name or whatever. We can't patent BIA. You know what I'm saying? If it can infringe, like, because of the way the logo is. So, we
Mm-hmm.
might need a new logo. We might need, bro, because BI.
We
I
probably
always
gonna
wonder why
put the whole
y'all.
name in it. Brothers in America.
Yeah, yeah, and then BIA.
Let's go, Brothers in
BIA is
America.
short for,
And Brothers in America is bottom.
exactly, but Brothers in America should be like, you know, uh, yeah, man. It's just we can just leave everything the same until it's time to change. If it ain't broke,
Brothers in the struggle.
you know how the old, you know how old maintenance men say it. I don't know who started it, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's broken. Yes, but your family. Listen to me, family. Listen, your family. You know the vibes. This brother Leo, brother Conscious. Brother Conscious just came here today and he educated us. No, say brother Conscious. Brother Holy just came here and he educated me. Yeah, I hope so you got some message from him educating you. He doing what he do best. He took his time. He researched. This is something he brought my way, and I piggyback off his topic because he said he want to teach the people. My my end goal was to sit here and speak on a different perspective from a man who's not of this culture that I'm living in right now, who wants to speak on the culture a little bit, and my brother right here who wanted to educate me, who's from here and who lived it from day one and still to this day, and want to get him. I wanted him to be the voice of the people. You know what I'm saying? But that's all we got for you today, family. This what we got, family. This Brothers in America. This the host that does the most. Brother Leo, Brother Conscious is my co-host. The man that does the most too. Brother Holy Water with a side of green tea. You know the vibes, family. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. Holy, got anything for us before I go?
The next live will be about the watermelon stereotype, if that's okay with you. Or you can,
Of
or since
course.
since we came with we okay, got it. Okay, cool.
I got an album. I got an album is on the way. Ain't no drop date. My album gonna be is forget this culture, or what your perception on what the culture is. That's my next album. You know, it's a work in progress. I just came up about it today.
You, you said forget this culture.
Forget this culture. Yes, like after this culture,
Which culture are you talking about? Which culture are you talking about?
the negative culture that we can't stick together is every black person for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Is fight or flight. Is yeah.
That cultural, or is that something every
Fi-
person in the world goes through? Because if I'm gonna be real with you, I'm gonna keep it real with you real quick. A lot of people say black people don't stick together and all this stuff like that. I'm gonna be real, bro. Don't nobody in the world stick together. Nobody.
Mm-mm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
nobody in the world sticks together. Not no people from any other country sticks together. There's nobody that sticks together. Like, there's nobody, bro. Because think about it. If somebody's Asian and they move from Asia and come to America, how are you not sticking? I mean, you're not sticking together over there because you're
Mm-hmm.
not over there right now. So we put so much uh I don't know, we put so much pressure on black people. We gotta stop this. Over stuff that's decreasing now. And not just decreasing here in America, but also in other countries. We gotta stop, man. We gotta give people the real statistics and stop denigrating and making it seem as if everything is just so outlandish because a few people are doing it. That's
Mm-hmm.
like
I want to
somebody
say,
in my. I'm gonna say this real quick. This the last thing. This the last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm done. That's like There's like 2 or 3 people out of 50 people in my family doing something. Let's say they're they did something just atrocious, like they was a mass shooter. They shot
Mm-hmm.
they shot 6 or 7 people, and and they happen to be from this family. And that's like saying, oh
Mm-hmm.
man, that family crazy. That family's crazy for what
Mm-hmm.
one person did. The whole family crazy
Mm-hmm.
now. Well, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
denigrate the entire Black American experience based off
Mm-hmm.
your minute Black American experience. And that to me
Mm-hmm.
is very that's very hypocritical, right? And when I say you, I mean in general. That's like me going to a country, or let's say I go to the
I
Bahamas,
took offense.
and
I took offense.
okay,
I mess with you. I
that's
mess
like
with
me
you. I
going
mess
to
with you.
okay, I'm about to say, oh, no, I know you was playing around, but I'm trying to finish what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look, that's like me going to the Bahamas, and I see something I don't like, and I'm saying, oh man, the Bahamas, oh my gosh. That's not everywhere in the Bahamas. It can't be, because there's a very prominent Black leader that I really wanted to be associated with while he was still walking this earth, named Dr. Miles Monroe, of course. So I would never, because of him, I'm gonna tell you one thing that's good though. If you see one good person, you still can't say the whole culture you still can't say all the people are like that. But when I saw him, I thought the entire culture was like that. I thought the entire, when I say use culture, I thought all the Bahamian people were like Dr. Miles Monroe when I seen that. You understand? Because he gave a positive insight. Well, I ain't gonna say I thought all of them were like that. I just wanted to be in the Bahamas, pretty much. you know. But that's just an example and comparison. So yeah.
No, but I mean, I do speak because you know what I'm saying. I know you're not a father as yet. I hope you ain't a father yet. I hope. I don't know, so I can't even make that. But just like me being having a
Bro,
father, having having a
if I had
son,
children,
having
if I had children, I would have told you.
Of course, but it's nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? But I just, me speaking from perspective as me being a father, you know what I'm saying? And my children kind of I'm not saying represent, there's a representation of the culture, but you know what I'm saying? This is where they from. And that's why I'm very intentional. You know, I'm very intentional in terms of, I try to give them a positive outlook. I can't
Yeah. It seemed it seemed it
interrupt her. Go ahead. You too
no
late. I lost my train of thought.
there no no there's a delay. So sometimes it's like I don't know what's going on. There's like a delay, but go ahead.
I got 2 bars. Um, but that's me, my children raising this culture and just being a little, just like this is they legacy. Not say this is legacy. This is their heritage. You know what I'm saying? This is their heritage. This is where they from. And just like I don't want to sit here and be stereotypical and degrade. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider myself any different from you. I do. You make a lot of points. You make a lot of points in terms of where I can draw the wedge at is like, okay, so why don't we sit here and bring like 2 cultural together and speak on the people from the Bahamas as opposed to the people from America, whatever else the situation might be. But anyhow, I have children that was here who
That's not what
was
I
here
said.
from. Well, that's my interpretation. That's my interpretation of it. And you know, I twist your words to the best of my ability. And think nothing of it. That's wait on my next time to do the same thing all over again. All over again. but nonetheless, but nonetheless, but like not to sit here and say I'm trying to pretty up anything because this is the culture. This is a group of people who very loving. Like, peep this. Listen. For people that undergo as much atrocious, being not saying dehumanized, but being unhumane treatment and so forth. And then at the end of everything was released, like when about their business, being happy, being, you know what I'm saying? Like how the media paint us to be animals, paint us to be monsters. But peep this, that's a whole race of people that forgive and move about their business, run above their business. You know what I'm saying? That went through the harshest conditions and still thrive. Resilient bunch of people still thrive. But you know, the media paint us as we bad and we're evil and we're violent and so forth and all of this. And this only came when we got released out of slavery. This whole time we was under their leadership, like we was nothing but mammies and field workers and all. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as we got released, now we can't be around y'all because y'all animals, y'all violent. But we wasn't violent, we was in your house. You know what I'm saying? Like the media just paint this whole negative picture. And I'm like, yo, this is like a lot of hundreds of thousands of that time. Hundreds and thousands of people got released. And guess what? They wanted their freedom. They wanted to be independent. They wanted to be free, make their own money. They want to do their own jobs. And some of them rebelling, like, you know what? I've been telling the line and now I'm out here. I don't want to do no farming anymore. I want to go to school and become a lawyer. I don't know how to read or write, but I want to go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just like give like what our culture is. Our culture being black people all across the world. Just being creative, being innovative, being loving, being kind, being, you know, we're taking our clothes off our back. That's how my grandma raised me. That's how my mom raised me. You dig what I'm saying? And it's like to give that positive outlook. And you were saying something else. You were saying again. You were saying something again. So I lost my train of thought talking so much. I know you got something to say. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was gonna say, let's continue on the next video. Let's go ahead and talk.
Oh,
You
you
know,
ready
let's
to
go
go?
ahead
All
and
right,
continue on
family.
the next video. Yeah.
All right, fam, that's all we got today, family. That's all we got today. Brother Holy said he down with me talking, even though he talked like maybe I talked probably like 20 minutes. He talked for the last 70, but it is what it is, family. I Holy
Oh
talk,
no,
he
I was
done
going.
talking,
No,
and that's
I'm,
it.
I'm about to call you. I'm about to call you after this,
My phone dying, Holy,
so we
so
can plan
I'll
the
call you in
next.
the morning, all right?
That's some BS.
I want to say, family, y'all gotta tune in soon, man. We're gonna do an in-person. We're gonna do an in-person live. We're gonna do an in-person live coming soon. You know what I'm saying? People, you know, bop, 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 bop. I'm asking you, Holy. And they said with the call chime and family, that's all we got for y'all today. Brother Holy tired, Brother Leo
Yeah.
Foon about to die.
Hey
You
man,
know what I'm saying? Brother Leo
hey you
Foon.
need, you need to watch you need to watch those terminologies. We about to be in person and we about to do bop 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 bop. What the fuck?
Oh, that. See, I was just thinking, see, that's the culture, brother. That's the culture. You're right. No, I want to say we about to be in. Yeah, that sounds wild. See, that's the culture.
we
That's what I'm talking about. That's the culture. I'm messing with you, but we about to do an
we gonna be
in-person
making beats.
podcast
We gonna be
rather.
making instrumentals and rapping. That's what he was talking about.
You about to make a beats? I'm messing with
Brother,
you. I
come
can't
on,
do the
man. Let's
singing. I
go,
can't
bro.
do. It's an instrumental. But yeah, family. Yeah, that's all we got for y'all today. What I was saying is we gonna do
Nah, bro. I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can. We out.